Not since the smartphone has any tech device been adopted as quickly as the smart speaker. That's the bottom line from an e-marketer forecast on Alexa, the virtual assistant developed by Amazon and her digital siblings. Based on survey data, e-marketer predicts a 47.9% annual growth rate from 16 million now to 76.5 million by 2020. Oh my gosh. And they say the number of adult smart speaker users will surpass that of wearable device users for the first time this year. Unsurprisingly, early adopters were affluent males, but it's noted that the gap is tightening rapidly as the device increases traction among other demographic groups, particularly younger Gen X women with children. Number one, Alexa, with 40.7 million, at least once a month, users. That's 66.6% of all smart speaker users. Runner-up, Google Home, predicted to hit 18 million users this year, and that's a distant second, but Google's share is increasing rapidly. And rounding out the pack is Apple's pricier HomePod, which has yet caught on. And here to give us more on this technology is technology buff Holland Cooke, the host of The Big Picture with Holland Cooke himself. Holland, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. So, who is this Alexa, and what is she doing to our house?
And how many products have an annual 47.9% growth rate? Imagine.
Yeah, crazy numbers.
What she's doing is accommodating us, because if you look at the way technology has evolved, we used to type. Computer equals keyboard. Then along came wearables. Maybe you have Fitbit to keep track of how many steps you're taking, Apple Watch. There are sensors in clothing, etc. Now you don't have to lift a finger. Literally, you can just bark at the smart speaker and she will accommodate you.
So the new word now, the new buzzword is voice shopping. So using what you say, just say what you want. What are we asking Alexa to get for us, and how much of our money is she spending? Do we know about it?
Now make sure that you say that with tremendous nonchalance at dinner parties. Voice shopping. It's already $2 billion annually. By 2022, it's forecast to hit $40 billion. And all along the way, it's established so far 6% of the e-commerce spend. So this is not insignificant. What we're buying with it is commodities. Groceries, number one, about 20% of users buy groceries. Entertainment and electronics, not surprisingly. But the sweet spot for who's ever selling stuff online is subscriptions. And this friction-free way to say, order me some more of those paper towels, is gold if you're selling the paper towels.
Have you done this, by the way? Have you ordered things online yourself? I know you have Alexa.
I haven't yet, but I do have Alexa, and I got lured into Amazon Prime because the shipping alone cost justifies it. So now suddenly I can say, play Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and she'll start shuffling those songs. Now I have dibs on this vast video library. So Amazon just wants to get you into their walled garden, and they've made it so easy because you can ask her, what is the cube root of 1684? She knows it.
Yeah, right.
That stuff is all out there. So it's another way to interact. And since Amazon is selling everything, this is great news for them. This is the new storefront.
And do you think, I mean, when e-commerce came on, it really, sort of rocked and then rolled the retailers around. Is this, voice commerce really going to sort of fuel inject that and make it even more troubling for the brick and mortar stores?
You got to think so, although the day that Jeff Bezos bought Whole Foods, I happened to be going into one, and right there at the entrance was a big poster for selling Alexa. She got there instantly. They have the first mover advantage in smart speakers because they're all over the place. It's the world's biggest retailer. Amazon Prime is the walled garden. They got Whole Foods. They're going to use some of those Toys R Us stores as depot. So we've read from some of the survey data, 85% of consumers will select the products that Alexa recommends. So if you're Amazon,
wow.
Imagine that.
Oh, that's a huge deal.
45% of grocery orders replace existing store or online purchases. So you talk a lot about disruption on this show, and what's cool about Amazon, recently we talked about Netflix, They lead by disrupting themselves. He bought Whole Foods.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it sounds sort of fun. I can see, you know, add to my grocery list, Alexa, this, and another thing. Talk about a time saver. It really could be helpful. Before we go, I want to talk about radio a little bit. You're a radio guy. Anybody who listens to you knows you're a radio guy.
Well, thanks.
But in the competition for advertising dollars, does the broadcasting industry view Alexa and some of the others out there as a friend or as a foe?
Both. And we hear the word audio a lot. We used to think of radio as AM and FM broadcasters, but the advent of podcasting and now the way music has been commoditized from the cloud, think audio. Advertising dollars are going there. Smart stations are enabling what they call skills. So you just have to say, play KTBB, and the radio station comes on. The good news is this brings radio back in the home. It's kind of become an in-car thing. We used to have a clock radio. Now the smartphone does it. The kitchen radio has been replaced by a TV. But a lot of people who own these smart speakers own multiple of them. And this does put radio back in all of those rooms if stations have given you a reason to use it. Otherwise, you just say, play Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and there's your rock block.
Is the quality pretty good?
It's great.
So, I mean, you used to be where you're going to build a home, you're going to say, I'm going to put a speaker system in and have speakers in all the rooms. Now you really could just get an Alexa in a few major rooms that you're in. It would take care of it.
To this trained ear, it's as good as what Dr. Bose was doing. And do you realize that during this conversation we've had, we've said, Alexa, enough. That we're probably activating them all over the house where people are watching us.
Alexa, turn to RT America. That's Holland Cooke, the host of The Big Picture here on RT America. Thank you, my friend.